What's up, y'all? It's your boy Thomas. Um, Today is May 2nd, Monday, and what do? We started Monday off with a fucking big old rally. Everything's fixed, inflation's gone. Fucking Fed raising rates doesn't even matter anymore. We rallied, and that's all there is to it, guys. Bottom is in. Buy now. Everything is good. Just buy. Do nothing. Don't think. Buy stocks and hold them. April Fools or May 2nd Fools. Yeah, don't do that. So, all jokes aside, all memes aside, we got a bit of a rally today. Um, why? I couldn't tell you, other than if you look at the daily chart, you would notice that SPY is getting oversold, so they gave us another little fake bounce like they always do to make us think, hey, things are looking good. We might rally. Bottom might be in. I've learned my lesson too many times to trust a one-day rally. Uh, but yeah, otherwise it was a so-so day. I didn't really trade very aggressively. Like I said, no, yeah, like I said 4 days ago, we'd be getting 5 days of messy, either just bloodbath trading or choppiness or just very indecisiveness in general, and that definitely culminated today. Today's session was super choppy, indecisive, and kind of just ended with a rally that really made no sense. But nothing really needs to make sense in the stock market. I mean, it makes sense in the grand scheme of just another fake pop, so they can short it even further, so the RSI doesn't get too low. So yeah, we'll get into it today. The SPY S&P 500, we opened up and we were looking good. It was looking like a rally. So we opened up here right at this 0% level. Yeah, right above it at 411. We were testing this level. We dropped down, tested it, and got a big bounce off of that. So I imagine lots of bulls got trapped in that because that was a good, nice little double test of that level with a strong bounce. You might think, shit, that's a nice looking bounce, but I'm smarter than that, and I have my trusty 50 simple moving average right here, this red line, and what do? We come up to that, and we test it, and we fucking reject it immediately. So then we come back down to this level, and for about an hour, no, for about 2 hours, SPY chopped around this range and just did nothing. So I was kind of just sitting here on my hands waiting for a move. I finally got that move when I saw that the 50 simple moving average had fallen down because we were chopping around so much. So we tested that, bounced off it, tested it, and the second retest we bounced hard. So I bought a put and I held it for about 50 seconds and it went up about 20%. So I took profits on that, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I could have held it. Well, wait a second. Let me check. Let me check and see when exactly did I buy that. When did I buy that? So, of course, well, let's talk about that. First play of the day, I bought a fucking call. So, yeah, when did I buy that? 9 o'clock. Oh, shit, that's when I bought it. I was a little wrong. So, I bought it on this retest right here of the VWAP. So, that was pretty cool. Right here at 9 o'clock. So, my conviction for that, this was a perfect golden goose setup right here. So over here, I saw that we tested VWAP. I did not buy a put on that. I mean, it would have been money to buy a put off that anyways, but I wanted it to test the 21 EMA so I could have multiple levels of conviction going into it. So I sat and waited. We were holding up this level kind of nicely. Then we got that test of the 21, this green line. Got the test of the VWAP, the pink line, and we come up and reject it hard, so I snagged a put right as we were coming at this 9 EMA, and it tanked all the way down, and I sold it right at the bottom of that wick. So I was a perfect like scalp trade. I was super happy with that. It wasn't like big size or anything. I'm not going big size until Wednesday because there's just no like reason for really anything. I mean, any kind of like rally, there's obviously no reason for. More blood there is reason for. So I just don't think that uh, people are lining up to buy anything right now when we're heading into Wednesday, which is either going to make or break the market for the next couple months. So I don't see any reason for any buyers buying today. So that's why I was more convinced of more downside than I was upside. Because when you think about it, why would anyone buy something 2 days before an event that is going to decide which direction the market goes for the foreseeable future? Um, so that's why I want to buy into actual buying rally, not a short covering rally, which is likely what we saw at the end of today was just people covering their shorts. So yeah, and then I'll look at, so for the call, my first trade of the day, I bought a call. Oh, yep, that's what it was. So we open up, we come down here, we test this 0% fib level 2, 409.25. That was from the previous day. So that was the previous day low. We tested that to the fucking penny, baby. Test that to the penny. We come down, bounce off that, come up here, test VWAP, bounce, test VWAP again, bounce. So I'm like, damn, that's VWAP tests. We're doing it. But then we come up to the 21 and reject hard off of it, and it dumps. So then I end up selling that call, and then of course we come down to this level and we rally. So that was just a stupid, like, I tried to scalp. It would have ended up being quite profitable. But yeah, that was just me trying to get a scalp, and I saw this hard rejection. I thought we could just absolutely bleed. I did not wait. I should have waited for the confirmation to see this candle actually close before below that level, but of course it did not. So that meant it was going to climb, and it did. So that was one of those situations I could have sold a put and bought a call, or yeah, sold a call and then waited and then just bought the same call again for basically the same price. But we didn't do that. So and I just like wasn't super well planned for today. I mean, I was kind of assuming we'd be seeing way more blood than we did. We didn't see really much blood at all today. We did for a period, but then we recovered most of it. So yeah, then otherwise there was Facebook I tried to short, but it was just way too choppy. I wasn't gonna sit in Facebook short all day, and I'm glad I didn't because it ended up having a fat rally at the end of the day. So shorted Facebook, another one where I was just impatient, and I wasn't high conviction on this one. I literally shorted this literally for one reason, because so we come up here, we chop around, we break this golden line, the 61.8, the golden level on the fib. We can't retake it, and then we break this next fib level, and we go below here at 205. So I enter short, or no, we go right below this level, we come up to this level, and then I shorted at some point in between that, and I just got really impatient. I did not see it through whatsoever, and I really wasn't like convinced on the trade, so I already shouldn't have just taken. Just shouldn't have touched it. But it ended up being a good setup. I ended up being right. I don't know. It was so choppy there in the market. I mean, that like 2 hour stretch. So that was like immediately I entered it, and then I looked at Nasdaq and I saw what it was doing. I looked at SPY and saw it was just going up and chop and chop chop. And I was just, yeah, I immediately was like, I should not be in this trade. So I just covered and took like a tiny little loss. And then the main trade I was in for most of the day, which was the Nasdaq put. So I bought Nasdaq put right at 10. I held it for 2 hours. So I cannot tell you how many days. No, I can. It's probably been about like 20 days in the past month, or like 15 red days, I guess, where I've seen Nasdaq like so many points where if I bought a put and just held it throughout the entire day, it would have gone up like 300%. Like that's never a good reason to enter a trade. But this was like a great golden goose setup. I missed this first one, but then we got this little pullback. So it was like so choppy that I wasn't going to jump into the first rejection because I needed to see it break out of the choppiness. So we reject this fib level right here, 315, psych level 2. And then we come down, we break the low of this channel that we were chopping around in. Broke the low down here at 312. We got our, so we were going down. I didn't want to chase the red. I'm thinking I'll wait for a pullback, or not a pullback, but a bounce kind of to get into a nice short. So we hit this 9 EMA. We come down, down, down. It was just a small put. I mean, I was up about 40 bucks on it at one point. So then we come down. Then we bounce back up, test both the EMAs, still come back down. So I'm seeing these retests and these rejections, and this is really convincing me that we're gonna see like way below 310 today. But that did not happen. So we test the EMAs, bounce back down, come up, test the EMAs again, and then I ended up selling right there for a loss because it was such a small contract and only like 4-day expiration. So you hold it for a couple hours and theta starts starts melting its premium. And yeah, obviously in hindsight, wish I sold at the 310 break, but the entire time, I mean, it just would not break 310. Like it bounced off 310 twice. So I was thinking, all right, 310 is like the big level. When we break that, it's surely going to keep going. Of course not. It wicks right below 310 for the first time I ever buy a fucking NASDAQ put and just hold it. The first time it breaks a key level while I'm doing that, instead of just going straight down, it completely rejects and just goes straight up through the rest of the day. So, not a complete failure because I took like a $40 loss on or no, it was like a 20% loss. So, I mean, right about my mental stop at 20% loss on the actual option. And I'm glad I cut it when I did because like shit, it would have gone to fucking zero if I held it all day. So after that happened, I was just like, this market is whack, and I wasn't. If I'm not actually trusting a bounce, it's so hard for me to convince myself to buy into it because the entire time I'm just like, why is this bouncing? There's no reason for any of this bounce. Amazon is still like bloody, and just like what I'd seen throughout the day, how I saw this first rally, this first bounce, which immediately got extinguished. So when I see one of those earlier in the day, I'm not gonna see the next rally and be like, oh, this one's probably legit. I should buy a call on this one, right? And then when that happens, that's just the way it goes. Then you miss the rally, and that's how it is. But I am not convinced of any rally this week until Wednesday. So, yeah, I just waited. We have some longs. Those did pretty good. Coinbase. So Coinbase was like, you think, whoa, 7.6% day on Coinbase. Holy shit, it must have gone up way. Well, it did. We do have support here now. 111, 112-ish on Coinbase, and we bounce up to 121, and you're thinking, wow, big old rally there on Coinbase. Then you zoom out, and this is what the fucking chart looks like. Wow, what a rally. Holy shit, we bounced hard on Coinbase. Oh my god, that's how bad this one is down. It's so depressing. An 8% day. You would think you zoom out on the chart and you see an 8% day, and that's like a big bounce, but it's just fucking nothing to Coinbase because it's down about shit. It's down like 40%. So, yeah, that one sucks. That sucks. But I like that we finally got a level of support. It seems that we got a level of support until we can't break it. So now I'm watching for Coinbase to break through 129, which is going to be another 8% day. So good luck, Coinbase. But yeah, that was basically the best thing we had going for us today was Coinbase. And otherwise, not much else. I mean, there really is just like no setup here. We have this resistance line that we could approach. So if we do break 129, this will be breaking this resistance line. So that is mainly what I'm going to be watching for in Coinbase. Otherwise, if we tap resistance and oh, thought I heard something. If we tap resistance or reject it, it will go down and test 111, break that, and who knows where Coinbase is heading. I'm dying to get out of this position, honestly. I'm hoping Wednesday we get that confirmation, which who knows how the market's going to react. I can only speculate, but I would think that if they just come out and say, yeah, inflation's bad, we're way fucking behind it, we need to be aggressive. And I think the markets have been pricing in that the Fed is going to be fucking aggressive. So when they're pricing something in and they get the confirmation of what, or if they're pricing something in based on the thesis, so the market prices in on the thesis that they're going to be aggressive as fuck, and then if that thesis comes true, it's like, all right, we've been pricing in this thing, and now it's true. They are going to be aggressive as fuck. Typically, it starts reversing. So, I would imagine if the Fed just quits fucking around and just says, yep, inflation's bad. We're going to raise rates For the next three meetings, they're going to be 50 basis point hikes, which is super aggressive. Like the Fed hasn't been that aggressive in decades. I imagine then the market will know, all right, that's what we're getting, and we could see some rally. Otherwise, if we haven't been pricing that in, and this has all just been speculation and unsureness, I guess, of what they will do, and then it is actually when they hear that the Fed is going to do that, then that's way worse than they thought, then we will be seeing more blood. And I will be watching. So one thing that I was really also not convinced about this rally was we still have this fucking gap to fill on the S&P. So this gap right here at 403 down to 399.50 or whatever. There is no possible scenario that we make it out of this fucking market correction, I guess, until that gap is filled. There's just no goddamn way. There's no way. So that's what I want to see. I want to see that gap filled. I want to see some goddamn blood tomorrow. So we just get the goddamn gap filled. If we get some real blood tomorrow into the FOMC, that really, I think, gives us better odds of rallying after the Fed meeting. So, oh yeah, and I guess another notable thing today, the SPY made a new low. So we officially went lower than where we were the day the Ukraine war started. So, yay, thumbs up. That's how bad things are. Even the panic of a war could not drive the S&P down this far. So that is pretty rough. So now we have our bottom here. I won't even call it support because we haven't retested it yet. So the bottom here on SPY right now is at 405. So that was like a fat ass rally. We got like a point and a half rally. But yeah, another thing worth mentioning is that the volume today was actually really fucking high too. Some really high volume. And on a green day. When you see that high volume on a green day, shit, that's pretty dope. That's the highest volume we got since all the way back here in late to mid to late March when we got this dead cat bounce that started all the way up here to 462. So you see volume patterns like that, and that's pretty. I'm liking that. I don't know. I'm not gonna get full bullish. Do not get full bullish, but that's really high volume. That's the highest volume we've had since that day. So that's pretty dope. What is the volume today? Damn, and that was even higher volume than that day. So that's the highest volume day we've had since shit, March 8th. Which I think was the last time the Fed was speaking. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's I know it's so stupid. Like I just want to be like, yeah, these are good companies. I'm gonna buy it. Nvidia, of course, is a good company, but so much of everything, it's all about the Fed. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's all about the Fed. So yeah, we'll take a look at the Nasdaq. Also formed a new low today on the Nasdaq. So there's that confirmation of our bear trend. We are very much in a bear trend. We are not out of a bear trend until we can break a higher high, which will be now all the way up here at 372. And then after we break that, when we pull back, we got to find a lower or a higher low. So that is what I want to see until I go full port, balls deep, full margin into S&P calls. Yeah, what else? What else? What else? What else? Coinbase. It feels so like silly going over any of these charts because all these companies' charts literally look exactly the same. Like AMD and Nvidia. Oh yeah, they literally are the exact same chart. Like what the fuck? There is no divergence in this market. They're all the same. So AMD had a big bounce today, which you would think, whoa, 5% day, right? But then this is the chart. So AMD, that's pretty dope. It didn't really have that high volume today, but it did get a good bounce. So we did form a little, excuse me, a little support here at 85 and bounce up to 89. We still have 84 as the low. I don't know, just chop in range, just more in range choppiness. I really did not fancy any of the price action today. Apple, so this is one I got to pay more attention to. So Apple, we got a We got a new low on Apple for this pullback. I guess a new low since the start of April. We got down here to 153. So support overall for Apple is 150. Um, if we break 150 on Apple, that is when things are going to get bad. That it's kind of what I went on about on Friday. How uh, like so many companies are down like 60 70%, like big companies like AMD and Nvidia, um, and the Nasdaq is down like 24% or whatever right now year to date. So that's how bad the Nasdaq goes down when those kind of companies go down. But we haven't even gotten to Apple yet. Apple is still only down about 15%, I think, or maybe 10. My math is right. I don't know. But from 182, we're at 158 right now. So that's what makes me fearful, is that like if we're gonna see some blood, it's not even getting like started yet. We'll know we're getting blood once we see Apple going down. That is when the blood will start, because Apple and Microsoft too. I mean, these fucking things, they've hardly even gone down at all. Like compared to some of the shit that's been happening in this market, like now even Amazon, like these still have a long ways to go. So it's hard to be convinced that the pullback is done when you've only seen Apple retrace like 20% down. It's not much of a recession when Apple has only gone down 20%. So, and then same with Tesla. Tesla's also holding up. So I'm watching these big companies. These are going to tell us what happens next, because right now, obviously, all the liquidity has left the small caps. It's left the semiconductors. Not left it completely, but they've retreated. Besides, like maybe Nvidia, I guess, but they've people have sold those off so hard, and now they're either holding cash or they still haven't sold their Apple. So people are still holding these mega caps, the Microsofts, the Apples, Tesla. People are still holding those. A lot of retail investors still holding those, or they've sold their AMD and they put it into Apple. So my theory is that when those stocks really start getting hit and people start selling out of those, that will be when we see maximum capitulation, maximum selling. When people who bought Tesla, I mean, shit. If you bought Tesla at any point since September of last year and you have it, yours like green. But if we start seeing these September levels like below 700, obviously breaking 700, which we have as support right now, you start seeing that, and then retail really starts getting fucked. That is when you're gonna see some blood. So I know we've seen like 4.5% down days on the Nasdaq, but like Apple, relative to some of the other stocks right now, has hardly even moved down in the grand scheme of things. I mean, zoom out to its weekly 3 year, and this is all it's done. It's done fucking nothing. And there's not going to be a recession where Apple just doesn't go down. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just some thoughts I have. I mean, because right now it just seems like everything's down so bad. I mean, like like a fuck. Don't even like think about going back into DraftKings, which had a 10% day, and then you're like, holy shit, DraftKings had a 10% day. Damn, that must have gone up. And then you look at its chart, and it's like, oh, DraftKings had a 10% day. You zoom out to the 4 hour chart, and it's like, oh, it farted. It had a little toot to the upside. Holy shit! It bounced off 13 bucks and went up to 15. Damn. So, oh, that's an actual. Damn. So DraftKings is back there at this level right now, boy. 15. Oh man, if it rejects off that, that is a good short. Going into earnings too. Ooh, you know it's gonna have bad earnings too. I like that. I'm writing that down. I want to see. I want to see a rejection on this level. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. That is a nice setup. That is right there at that level. So if it rejects off that, I really like that to the downside. Um, yeah. So I mean, just not really much else to talk about. Really, nothing's changed. That's like nothing's changed. Amazon still had shitty earnings. There's been no positive catalyst. So, yeah, I'm not getting bullish whatsoever. I see Green Day. Fuck it. The only thing I'm upset about is I didn't fucking buy calls. But then I look back at it and I think to myself, like, what possible reason is there for the market to rally right now? And there just is none. And there wasn't even like a technical like setup. Like there was no setup on this Nasdaq chart. Like literally nothing. You could have the only setup there was is if you drew a line right there and then bought a call right there and just hoped it kept going up. But like you could have done the same thing on this bounce, on that bounce, on that bounce, and they all went down, all went down, all went down. So I could have done it 3 times and then been wrong 3 times in a row, and then the fourth time been right. But I'm not that stupid, so yeah. For the Nasdaq, I'm just gonna watch and see tomorrow if it can actually hold 317.45. Right now it's at 318 after hours. SPY. I want to see if it can hold 410. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. It's a weird feeling in the air right now. I don't know. I see setups, but I just like cannot. I just know any setup right now can just get fucking tossed out the window because it's all about the Fed. Like there is no trading into the Fed meeting. It's all random. It's all just what does Powell say. It's only speculation. You can only gamble. So I'm just gonna wait and see. I want to get the information and then trade based off the information. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's about all I got for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings us. I don't think there's really any earnings tomorrow. It's nothing really to talk about, but yeah, basically everything's got the same fucking chart right now. It feels like a waste of time to go through different charts. I mean, not waste of time, but like to actually talk about it on a video. Like everything has the same setup right now. Oh shit, Microsoft's got a bit of an inverse head and shoulders right there. So I like Microsoft to the upside. If we can break 292 right there, that is money. That is an inverse big ol'. But then we still have the gap to the downside on Microsoft. Gah! Right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Break the neckline, reverse. And of course the neckline is also resistance too. How about that? Yeah. So that's all I got. Catch you guys tomorrow. And oh yeah, I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube now. I left Twitch. I like YouTube better because it records all your VODs and saves them forever, unlike Twitch does. So I'm gonna be on YouTube streaming from here on out every day. Uh, yeah, probably every day. So tune in for that. And if you watch the whole video, leave a heart in the comments so I know you did.